Yeah, you'll find out. You'll find out.
Okay.
I wish I could tell you. I'd love to talk about it, but...
If one thing had gone differently somewhere along the line, maybe none of this would have happened.
She needed you as a friend. That's what should have mattered to you.
Anna was crying out for help.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So you two haven't even met before you started shooting. You were cast via Skype because you're from Australia.
Yeah.
So how did that go? Did you have table reads online, or was it like on the day of the shoot? By the way, this is still in action.
Yeah, that was
That would've been
exactly
funny.
No, we actually we kind of set up a Skype call before she's, because I went early for prep. She was waiting on a complicated visa from her home in Australia, but I was there and we Skyped and got to talk beforehand. And then when she got there, we actually had like a nice solid week of rehearsals with Tom McCarthy and Brian and all the cast. We got individual scenes with each of the characters to be able to go through everything before we shot. So we had a really healthy rehearsal process. So we got to read a lot before we actually filmed. But yeah.
Yeah, cool. Do any of the characters remind you of your own high school experience?
Well, I was like, I didn't really have a proper high school experience. I did a lot of my work at home, but definitely, I think there's definitely a lot of familiar characters in the show. But what about you?
Yeah, well,
My answer's gonna be boring.
No. It's totally irrelevant. I think like in the show it was really strange because the characters I feel are written so realistically that it's like you're watching people as opposed to just like stereotypes. Like, yeah, you have Justin who's a jock, but he's not a jock. He's a boy who plays sport, And so I think like in just like playing around and rehearsing with the characters, there's definitely people that you like, oh, you remind me of such and such in high school. Oh, you remember that girl in high school. And like, I'm sure when people watch this, they're going to be, like, depending on their own personal experience, they're going to relate to a particular character more so than another one.
And from watching episode 1, it seems like it's going to be focusing on one person per episode. And is Clay's involvement going to be a secret up until the end, or is he the last one, or is there something coming in the middle?
Guess we'll have to see. I don't know if I can tell you that one, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, people who read the book probably knows where he comes. It's a little different than in the book, but yeah, you'll find out. You'll find out.
Okay.
I wish I could tell you. I'd love to talk about it, but...
Can you tell us what fans of the book can expect? What additions have been made?
I want to say, like, because the book obviously means so much to so many people, and so, like, there's always going to be a little bit of pressure, like, when people have a book that they really relate to, of how the show lives up to it. But I think, we stick pretty closely to the book. I think the only thing that is going to be different is that we've been able to expand the characters and expand the kind of like the timeline over 13 hours of TV. Taking it from a 280-page book, we've got kind of more time. And so I think the only changes they can really expect are, like, I don't know, development, but also they might be a bit, I don't know how much I can say about it.
Well, I feel like, personally, I feel like the book takes place, so, like, Clay listens to the tapes in one night in the book, and then in the present day, and then in the show in the present day, you listen to it over the course of over a week. So that opens up to a whole... In the book, you don't get to see the other characters besides Clay in the present day after what happened with Hannah, and you see a lot of that with this. So you see how this affects the other characters and how they handle it and how they protect themselves, and that's what's really interesting. That I hope that the fans of the book can enjoy, because I think it's cool to be able to explore the characters and expand on them a lot. Because it's easy. It'd be easy to make a lot of the characters one note, but thanks to Brian, like, who created the show, Ryan Yorkie, he like managed to make every character so fleshed out and so deep, and you, even if they're like the worst person, you can somewhat like understand what's going on with them, and it's really cool. I think what they've done with this is really cool.
Okay. Last question. As you might have noticed, Netflix is quite bad at leaving it at one season, and even though it's a contained story because of the book it's based on, might there be room for a season 2? Did you?
I think there could be room. I guess when you finish the show, it's up to you if you think you'd want to see more, but there's definitely, I think, some things that people would want to see after season 1, so I guess it's a matter of if it happens, but...
Yeah. It's a question for Netflix.
It's open though. I think it's open for sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Very nice to meet you. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
See you later.
Is Hannah telling the truth?
What do you think?
Did you do what she said you did?
Did you?